Hello everyone, this is Diane. I'm here to do another episode or installment of my personal journals that I have created and kept for myself. So if I get through all of these, I have 7 of them here. If I get through these, then I'll have 2 more installments. I have another 7, and then I have all of my glue book and collage book type of journals to show you. So let's look at these. Some of these are used and some are not. This one is not. I remember finding this at the flea market, and I thought I needed to make this for myself. I just love the colors. It's the turquoise and pink, the daisies and roses, and I've got glue on my hands because I've been crafting in here today. So forgive me for that, please. And then it's got the fleur-de-lis. It's called Lala Rook. I don't know what that means, but I thought it was so pretty. I did attempt a rounded spine. It's a little bit cockeyed because I think the way it was stored on the shelf, it just kind of pushed it out of. I don't think I did a good job on the rounded spine. I've attempted it several times and I've never been happy with the way it turned out, so I don't know if I'll attempt it again. We shall see. But let's just do a quick flip through. So this has a page from the Shabby Chic book by Rachel Ashwell. Some grid paper and the same colors as this in one of my favorite wrapping papers that I've ever found in the vintage. This is a rice paper or typing paper that's got pink lines, double lines along the edges. And it's a little tuck spot there. I haven't looked at this in a long time. One of my very favorite Tim Holtz papers. This is a textured paper, stationery, very pretty, and an embossed doily. My favorite lace trim that I've purchased at a flea market. This is parchment paper. Here's another one of my favorite trims with little rosebuds embroidered on it. I did a collage here on the back of another Shabby Chic page. Well, it's the same Shabby Chic page. This is the second signature, so it looks like all the signatures will begin with a Shabby Chic page. I used a lot of Shabby Chic elements in here, as you can tell. Wrapping paper again. Someone sent this to me. It's a die-cut doily made with a vintage wrapping paper. I got that a long time ago in a swap, some kind of a journal swap, I think, maybe. Love these little houses, little digitals. And the third signature. Wrapping paper again. This is from this book, I believe. This turned out pretty. I sewed around that. I don't think I've done that in a long time, if ever again. That it makes it look nicer, so I should try to do that, and I don't know where all of these came from. I don't know how I had them in here. But these are digitals. This is Tim Holtz die cut. So there's that one. I'm just going to take them as I have them piled. I shouldn't have done that one, I guess. This is one of my favorites, and I believe I have written in this one, Raggedy Ann and the Happy Meadow. And I just used a strip of fabric to tie around it. It has some crochet and a piece of an old quilt. It's pretty shabby looking. The book itself was shabby looking. And I put some pretty floral on the spine and some colorful buttons. I tied the signatures in on the outside of the spine. And I was probably covering up some marks. I think I better glue that down better. It's going to tear right off. That's a very vintage lace. So this is a very fun book. You know I love Raggedy Ann. And I used images from the book and from digitals. I use a sort of button there on some Feedsack fabric. Use this chenille rickrack. And I used a lot of quotes. I cut quotes out of the book, and that was really fun. I won't read them all to you. I read them all when I did the initial flip through of this journal. I guess I didn't write in this book yet. This was fun because I found some color forms and a Raggedy Ann game. So there are 6 pieces that we'll find throughout the journal, and it will be a puzzle that puts Raggedy Ann together. So I have a few different Raggedy Ann color form pieces in here. There's one. It's Andy, and there's a little clock that's shaped like a teapot. Little card. This was an apron from a doll's outfit, and I just appliqued some vintage crochet and lace to it and made a pocket. More color form here. There's Raggedy Ann and Andy on that little note paper. And I had some felt pieces that I think I got from a Happy Mail, or maybe it was a Happy Mail or a flea market. This is a booklet. Look at that little ragdoll playing card. The other side of that apron, and there's the little pocket that came on the apron. I don't think I added this fabric. I think it was already on it. Digital paper. I did get, people were sending me things to use in my journals, so some of the note paper and the playing cards, little playing cards, and these were on some pages that I fussy cut them out, but they were sent to me. And these were little hexagon quilt pieces that I found. There's some more of the felt. These big buttons reminded me of the buttons on Andy's pants. This stamp showed through, but I can use that for journaling too, if I ever journal in this book. I made it quite a long time ago. The color form couch, color form rocking chair and vacuum cleaner. This is a printed fabric. It's not actually patchwork. But someone, the one who sent me the pieces that I fussy cut, she cut one out and made this little tag because she's drip drying. And I don't know, I think she wrote that all washed up, but she put the baker's twine and the tiny paper clothespin on it. It's such a cute tag. This was part of the game board. It was a circle, so I cut this segment of it. I had made several Raggedy Ann journals, so some of the color forms and some of the game pieces went into the other journals. These are game pieces for the witch. I didn't want to put her in any of the journals that I sold, so she went in this pocket. I can't remember the other characters. I have Raggedy Ann, so I think there was Raggedy Andy, and then there was another character maybe that was a puzzle piece that went into the journals that I sold. That button. His drawings were just so colorful and cheerful. Now these might have been his son. His son illustrated some of his books. And it looks like, I think the ones that have kind of the white around the mouth and the eyes, I think that's his son. Yeah, Worth Gruel. Or Gruel, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Here's Raggedy Ann in color form, and I put her at the table with a bowl. And here's the rest of her puzzle pieces. You remember color forms? Did you play with color forms? I did. I loved them. I don't know if I had a Raggedy Ann one. I think my daughter had a Rainbow Bright one, but they were harder to find by then, and now I never see them anymore. Guess I better glue that pocket back down better. This is a page from an old book, not this one. Love the colors here. Yeah, this is a really fun journal. It's a raggedy style, very raggedy. Let's do this one next. Now this one I did with a journal course from Nellie Wortman. And I know I've shown it to you, and I've worked in it on video a little bit. I need to work in it some more. But there's a lot of collage here. It's an old book that got a paint treatment. Just a lot of collage and corrugated cardboard and this metal hardware piece. Some collage on the back with lace, book pages, map. This is quite heavy. It's got all of this, and then it's got another not lightweight book cover on the inside. That was something that she did in the course. So I had this old hymn book cover that I just thought was wonderful. So I put that on there. There's an old school photo there. She got her nose like right down the middle of her, up against something that turned her a little bit gray there. Anyway, I put a scripture verse here. This was just something I had made and had it in my stash of stuff. It's white embossing, and then I did some watercoloring within the embossing. I thought the colors were pretty. Of course, it's the turquoise and pink. There's a lot of kind of mixed media stuff, you know, following her course, and textiles, and it was a lot of fun to do this. So some of this I added after I completed the course. These were just things that I did in journaling in it. Adding some pictures and some texture paste and some quotes. This is the front of a baby dress. I still have some more journaling to do in here. She made this little house, and the roof is mica, which I ordered from Amazon. And then you can open that and have a picture inside. I'm thinking I want to put a snap there or something to hold it closed. I have a book, well, I did have a book, and I saved pictures out of it. It's poems from James Whitcomb Riley, I believe. And I just love these soft gray tone I'm trying to think of a descriptive word, but I don't want to say melancholy, but they could be melancholy, but thoughtful pictures. So that's what I want to use in this book, and this is one of them. And I did use some. This is one, the lady at the piano. And this is one. This is watercolor paper. This is something I cut out of an art journal that I took apart. I liked the colors of this piece, and it has a scripture verse written in that spiral. There's another little school photo there. I thought they were cute. They're from the 30s. I guess that came off. This is, oh, I tore something off of there. I didn't like it. So it was just another thing from my art journal. And as I looked through the book, anytime I looked through it, that part was just a little jarring to me. It seemed like it didn't fit. So I took it out. So I'll have to put something else there because there's little bits of paper stuck there, and this has to be reattached somehow. There's also some pages from a furniture book that I liked. I just liked the kind of almost abstract way they were photographed at a different angle than you might expect. A baby dress collar. Some of this textile here is baby clothes too, with lace added on. So there's a lot to be done in here. There's another piece from that furniture book, and this piece too. And I'm glad I have all these pictures saved, so that will give me the prompts. I'll just look at a picture and see what needs to be said around that picture. Then I have this one. This was really fun. I intended to make more of them. It's made with corrugated cardboard. So the cover is cardboard that's covered in fabric, and I think there's a thin layer of batting. And then I put this on the inside with some white paint. And then the spine is chenille. I had made 2 or 3 of these styles of journals and sold 2, but kept 1 because I wanted to remember. I'm glad I did, because I would have forgotten all about this. I'd love to make more of these. I like the little size, and I love these fabrics that I used on the front. I stamped on muslin here. This is feedsack fabric, an old postcard and a tag that I made. Love this little gift tag. It's a vintage gift tag. So is that. I think I embossed this flap. A colored index card in there. I think I should probably trim it so it's not so hard to get it in and out. And then this is a tag I made with, that's a digital image of a cigarette card that I have in my collection. This is a real Victorian piece out of a scrapbook. It's a digital and a tag with a digital and this real photograph. I love it. There's a lot of texture in here. There's texture paste, there's a lot of embossing, laces and appliques added. So there's just a lot of tactile elements. This is a little booklet. This is an old calling card, but the decorative piece that was glued right there, and then you'd have to lift it up to see the name. You know, lifting them up cracks them, and so I find a lot of them that part is missing, so I just decorated the back of it. Another vintage gift tag, and I love this color of this tag. Lots of pink in this journal. Vintage style. That's a stamp on muslin. Another embossed envelope flap, and look at that little gift tag. I love that. This is a digital. And I used quite a few pieces of this. It's from Tailor-Made Journals. It's one of her coffee dye looking papers. I love it. I love it a lot. Vintage wallpaper. Again, we have the texture of the stamping back here, but it's just flat stamping. It just looks like it's textured. And then this is embossing or modeling paste, texture paste. Tatting here. Love that little lamb. So I think I should make more of these corrugated. It's very sturdy because of them being glued together. It's 2 layers of it. So where you think corrugated cardboard would bend, what I did was I had this one going horizontally and the other piece is going vertical, so they won't bend along their corrugated lines. Well, this is another one that's one of my favorites, and I really need to work in it. When am I supposed to find time to work in all my journals? I've had this for several years. So this is a large Reader's Digest, Complete Guide to Sewing. Love the pictures on it, and I used this piece that was an old tablecloth. My mother, it was just actually a length of fabric that my mother used when we went camping or on picnics. That was our tablecloth. And she did this embroidery too. And this is a genuine check from 1866. That is so old, you guys. That's it's right after the Civil War. Bridge tally in an old envelope. Or bridge score sheet, I mean. I don't know what the difference is between a tally and a score sheet. I mean, I know the difference. I know they look different, but I don't know the different uses for them. Look at this little, I'll try not to take too long, but look at this little gift tag. I love the pastel colors. It's a clown on a high wire. I think these are in here so that I can use them in the book. These are patterns that I used to actually own. These are my patterns. And I loved this jacket. I made that, and I loved this dress. I made the short sleeve jacket, and I made this dress. So I have to include them in this journal somewhere. My current homemaker's cards, and this, love this little piece. So I started doing some. I added some ladies in collage, but I did this before I sewed the book together. My idea was to collage all the pages before I sewed my book together, but that was not going to work. I would never get it done. So instead, I sewed it all together and really haven't done anything with it. This page is all bumpy because of these barrettes poking through. It's probably gonna poke a hole in the paper eventually, but I love this barrette card. My mother used to do our hair in pretty barrettes. I think this is before our era, because it was in the 60s that she was doing our hair, but this looks like it's in the 40s or 50s. Little yarn sample card. Got some embroidery transfers. Okay, I'll try to go more quickly now. Wallpaper, there's my pretty pink cottage roof. Anyway, the roof is pink. Some pink Aida cloth, and I have a real telegram in here from 49. Best wishes to our lovely daughter on her 19th birthday, etc. Man, if I never made another journal, I would have so much to look at for the rest of my life. Just take a journal off the shelf and journal in it, put stuff in it. There's so much to see in a journal like this. It's very eclectic. There's stuff everywhere, and this is very much inspired by Gina from the Rebookery. Many of you will recognize her style. This is a really old hook and eye card, and it had this yarn floss wrapped around it. It cut into the packaging, but I just left it there. This doesn't fold down, but I could tuck something in there, glue that down if I wanted to. I put a whole book of blue stamps in there. Love that apron pattern. Just some pieces I put in that I can use when I work in the book. I don't know if I'll use this for journaling so much as just doing some collages of my favorite pieces. It's a homemaker's book, and I am a homemaker at heart. Oh, I love this page. This is one I did after I had the book put together. But you know why I love it? Because it's turquoise and pink, and it has a pattern girl on it. Love it. This is a sample card for curtain fabric. Wallpaper border. It's a calendar page from a high school. Here's the queen, because I'm the queen of everything. I tell my daughter I'm the queen of everything, and she's the princess of quite a lot. I didn't make that up. I think I saw it on a Mary Engelbreit card or something. I love the Cinderella page. I had this book when I was a child, so I just love this. I was very much a fairy tale girl. Very much. The other side of that calendar page. It's H for my name and camera, because I used to take pictures all the time. I'd really like to get back into taking pictures. I was pretty good at it. Back when we still had 35mm film, I took some great pictures on our cruise and at Disney World. Oh my goodness. So cute. I'm glad I kept that. So I have other cards that I want to keep, and this is a genuine label to Necktie Tyler, the blind tie salesman. His address label. But I have other greeting cards that I want to keep, so I need to look into finding a spot for them in the journals that I'm keeping. Love this wallpaper and this calendar page. So much fun in here. There's a Holly Hobby card. This already has a lot of my favorite things in it. I love this. I could never bear to use it, so I put it in a pocket of my own journals. It's 1948. It's one of my early pieces of old ephemera that I found, which made it that much harder to give it away. Not give it away, but include it in a journal. This is an antique advertising card. Can we get through 2 more journals? I'll check my time in a minute. This is a bridge tally card. Library flashcard, because I love libraries. Pink parchment paper. Kate Greenaway. And a red bingo card. And Brock's milk chocolate stars. I've talked about them before. Can't find them anymore. Well, if you do, they're expensive and they're not quite the same. But my sisters and I used to love them. Okay, where are we? We'll have to go a little faster. Now this one is, I use this right now, currently, as my book journal. And I don't read as much as I used to because I'm too busy doing stuff for junk journals in the evening instead of turning off the TV and reading books, because I can't fussy cut or sew journals together while I'm reading a book. I used to try to read, like I would take an afternoon and read for an hour or two. I don't do that anymore. I don't know why. Ever since my husband died, I just can't sit. I can't sit and read. I only read when I go to bed at night. So anyway, all that to say, I've been in this journal since January of 2022, and I might be halfway through. So anyway, I'll just do a real quick flip. I used a lot of images from children's books. One of my favorite things. So I write down, this is April, the books I read in April of 2022. And then I will also write down quotes from some of the books. If something strikes me, I write it in here. I love this trim. This was cut from a greeting card, and this was inside the greeting card. May the dreams you are dreaming come true for you. Isn't that beautiful? I embossed this glassine bag. This is May of 2024 already. So that, did I write anything for June yet? I don't think so. I did finish a book just the other day. I only read one in May. I just finished a book, so I have to write it in here. So, yeah, not even halfway through, almost. This is where I ended, and this is the middle of the signature of the middle of the journal. So it's been 2.5 years to do half a book. Daffy Down Dilly. Look at this trim. This came out of a book about dolls around the world. This is one of those fabric book pages where I can put something in here. So there's that. And then lastly, I know I wrote in this one. Now this had, looked like a gold spoon handle that was bent back. It wasn't a spoon handle, it was just made to look like one. And I had glued it here with crystal effects or glossy accents. They're the same thing. And then this would hook onto the bent part of the spoon handle and hold it closed. That part broke off. I don't know where it is. But this is my chocolate book. Look at this cover. I saw this cover fell in love with it instantly and thought, I need to make a chocolate book out of that. I had it for a little while before I got around to making it. And I used this journal starting in January of 2020. So it's been a while. No, did I use it? I didn't use it. Yes, I did. Okay. I just didn't start right out writing. So I'll just flip through quickly here. Love this playing card. I believe somebody sent that to me. I used a lot of creams and pinks and browns in this journal. Somebody sent this to me. It's got a thermometer on it. Roundtree's milk chocolate. It's not vintage. It's probably a reproduction. Of course, I use recipe cards, images. Well, that's a digital, but I used a lot of images from old magazines. I had the Hershey's milk chocolate playing cards that I could use. Look at that ribbon. That was perfect for this. This paper is flocked. Baker's chocolate. That's a vintage ad. And somebody sent me these cards with, that's a scripture verse, and don't give up, tomorrow will be better. Kind of inspirational things on those cards. So Mrs. Coggs had a chocolate kit. That's where I got that from. And I have stamps, and I used the pages that have digital pages that I used are from TLC Creates Vintage, like that. I must have stopped writing in it for a while because that's 2021. I have been pretty sporadic with my journaling since my husband died, but I've been doing better with it for the last year or so. Maybe not quite a year. It's a thick piece. I made a copy of my Hershey's 1934 cookbook. My husband bought me this cookbook on our honeymoon in Hershey, so I won't tear that apart. I have had copies of it that I've made chocolate journals with, but I made a copy of my cover just to put it in here. These are some cards about Hershey. I think I got the whole set. I don't know where I got it. Did I order it online? Don't remember. And I may have put some in my other journals, and these are some more. I hope I still have the rest of them. They're so cute. I love them. This is the manufacturing plant. And some more of the cards. Take an afternoon to window shop together. Call 1-800-9-GODIVA for the chocolate lover. That's where those inspirational quote cards came from, Godiva. Somebody sent them to me, like I said. It's making me want some chocolate. So this is a double pocket. Looks like I was eating chocolate. I don't know what that is. It's a little smear of something. Coconut, chocolate coconut candies. They look good. I should use this recipe. I did make some coconut balls for Easter. They were so good. Forgive yourself. So this is bigger than that Godiva one, so they might be something different. This is a scripture verse. I don't think the Godiva cards would have put scripture verses on. This is the front and back cover of a baker's chocolate recipe book. I think that's one of the pages from it. And I just put a digital circle in the center of that doily piece. All right, that's it for today. Like I said, we'll have 2 more weeks, 2 more Sundays of viewing some of my journal creations. The pile in my office is slowly dwindling, so maybe I can, you know, start having a little more room there. My office is not big. They're kind of set up near my printer. They're on the floor near my printer, but you know, I kind of just lean over them. But we're getting there. I'll put these back on my bookshelves. And yep, we'll be back to see some more next Sunday. Did you have a favorite of these? I can't pick a favorite, so I'll leave that up to you. I'll see you in the next video. Have a creative day. Bye.